enjoying today has actually been caught within a 60-mile radius of this here spot. So it's very fresh, very local crab. In comparison, those king crabs you'll find further north in colder waters. That's where they do the deadliest catch. The Bering Sea, 40, 50-foot waves. This is a more leisurely experience. Nonetheless, real Alaskan crabbing with a real Alaskan crabber.
Yeah. I like that show though. The deadliest catch.
Oh, it's a good show.
It is. It's very good.
So you're pulling 75 feet of rope?
This is just about 75 feet of rope, yes. So, oh, quite a treat for us. We got a lovely couple in here today. So, what we do, because this one right here is the ideal catch. He's a big one, but he's a male. It's a boy. Now, I know that he's a male crab because of this shape right here on his apron. That's what's known as, this shape on his chest is known as the apron. Now, you might notice it looks like a lighthouse. And that's how you tell that it's a male crab, this apron right here. Now, in comparison, his buddy that was in this crab pot right here is a lovely little lady. And it's going to be quite apparent when I pull her out. Yeah. There we go. This is a female crab. And she's got the beehive. Yeah, the lighthouse and the beehive. Or Washington Monument, Capitol Building, maybe. That shape right there. So the female crab right here, she would not be eaten for any reason. Typically we would send her back to maintain the crab population. Now, I will walk around with the crabs, so if we just want to take a seat so that everybody behind you can also get a view of the crabs as well, you're welcome to stand up if you're in the very far back as well. But we do want to give everybody a chance to get some pictures. 3 pounds. And when we crack him open, we'll get about a ½ pound of crab meat out of him. He really would, but if you notice, he's starting to calm down now that he's been out of the water for just a sec. They start to get a little more lethargic, especially as they're on their back. They go into a state known as tonic immobility, and that's a mechanism that helps them remain calm when they're upside down. A lot of critters do it. Crawfish and alligators, turtles and tortoises, most crustaceans do it as well. You notice he's not wriggling around too much, quite calm, but a beauty regardless. Now this female, she's quite big, but you still notice she's still smaller than the male, which is typical. The female Dungeness crabs are usually smaller. Now a perfect demonstration. She's quite a big one. This is probably the biggest female crab I've seen. And she's actually got something to say to us. So that's the Dungeness crab circulating water in her actually, to keep herself hydrated. A little chittering she makes with her mouth, and if you notice, her mouth is right here. All contain a bounty, and then if you notice this individually segmented chest piece right there, each leg pops off, and with it comes the lollipop, the Alaskan lollipop, the sweetest and flakiest part of the Dungeness crab right here. So we get this whole setup right here will cost you just about $250. It is quite a beautiful contraption, but sometimes we do lose it. It drifts away in a storm, or this line gets cut by a propeller and it sinks down to the bottom of the ocean floor. You notice this locking mechanism right here keeps it shut nice and tight, but there's a thread right here, and this thread is known as rotten cotton.
There's
so
deer right over here.
Oh, we got some deer on the shore. Oh, it's a mama deer and Tufon. Yeah, and if you guys can't get a view in here, you're welcome to step out onto the back deck as well. These are all catch and release. That's just required of us by our ecotourism license. They'll find their way down to the bottom of the ocean floor here. And hopefully more crabs will make its way in. These deers are just checking us out.
How often do you take them out?
These crab pots, so we dropped them here at, let's see, probably dropped them around 6 a.m. this morning. This is the second time they've been pulled up today. Now, we typically check them every hour and a half, every 90 minutes, or closer to every 2.5 hours. But at the end of the day, we pick them right back up, we release those crabs that can't escape, and we bring the crab pots back to rebait them in the morning for begin the cycle once again. Yeah, so it's always fresh bait. Those crabs.
Oh, okay, here he comes. Oh my gosh. Oh, he knows that you're going to
Here are also a great illustration of just how low our tide is right now. In the next 6 hours, it will work on coming up just a couple feet below the cannery.
Me too well, and we're gonna get started. So what you're gonna do is just separate those legs right up at the top. You're gonna grab it right there, just super easy like that. We're gonna start off with this leg here. Now this big white chunk you're seeing is the chest meat of the crab. It's what we like to call the Alaskan Lollipop, okay? It's the sweetest, most tender part. Like any lollipop, there is a bit of a wrapper there. Just this thin white layer of shell. So once you peel all of that shell off, you're left with that delicious meat, and you can dip it straight into the butter and eat it right off the leg like a lollipop, or you can pull all of that meat out with your fingers and eat it that way too, okay? Perfect. Now the last time you guys ate seafood, did they give you those fancy little dining forks to get into it? Yeah? Well, welcome to the George Inlet Lounge. We don't have those here. But the crab's gonna help us out, okay? These top two parts of the leg there. You just snap those off and flip them around. This becomes our fine dining fork, okay? You can use him to get into all of the little knuckles and nooks and crannies of the crab so you don't go wasting any of that meat, okay? And if you want the true Alaskan experience, you can use this as a toothpick at the end too. It works wonders. All right, now I'm talking kind of quick. I'm saying a lot of things. But I'm about to share with you the golden rule of crab cracking, okay? Remember, wherever he bends, he breaks. Can you say that with me? Wherever he bends, he breaks. Beautiful. So it's bending at that natural hinge, and you're just going to break it the opposite way. And it's going to reveal this little white V shape right there. See that? Little white V shape at the bottom of each leg, opposite of the lollipop, right? There's going to be one on every leg. And what you're gonna do is, if someone's really bugging you in this dining room, you better listen up, because this is a good way to get back at them, okay? What you're gonna do is take your fork, and that white V I just showed you, put one of the tines in about halfway, set your sights on a target, ready, aim, fire! And if you're lucky and a little bit more mean than I just was, you can get them with some crab shell. But what you're gonna do is keep cranking all the way up, let's see, all the way up the side of the leg there. And then once you've made that incision, you can kind of peel back the leg with your thumbs and then pull out that delicious fillet of leg meat. All in one piece, it'll come out just like that, okay? Perfect. Now we're gonna move on because I can tell your guys' mouths are watering a little bit. So here's the claw. We're gonna go over this super quick. They're passing out some butter to you. That golden rule of crab cracking, right? Wherever he bends, he breaks, just like so. Another white V to use that fork trick we just taught you. Now watch out for this guy because he is a little sharp. The claw right here's got some spikes on top and a little knuckle. You wouldn't want to get got by a dead crab. That'd be kind of embarrassing, right? But what you're going to do is take the mobile part of the claw, the part that moves, and pull that all the way up until you hear a pop and slide it right out. And you're going to get rid of all the ligaments that way. So once those are gone, it makes it really easy for us to take our handy crab crackers we've got there in the centers of our table, lay this guy flat. You don't want to crunch it like this because then you'll break up all the meat inside. So make sure you lay him flat and then give it a few solid crunches all the way down, just like that. Peel away all of that shell. And then you can pull out, let's see if I can make this as impressive as the last one. There we go. That delicious chunk or chunks of crab shell or crab claw meat, okay? So we went over that kind of quick, but Ira, Kendra, Maddie, Jessica, Lindsay, we are all crab cracking professionals. That's why they give us these cool pans. So if you need assistance, just yell out, crab cracking 911! And we will come assist you, but Ira's got a few things he wants to say to you first.
Alright guys, what are those bowls in the center of your tables for?